Welcome back everyone, Zeke here for another exciting Let's Play series. Today we're going to be focused on Resident Evil 4 on the PlayStation 4. As always, if you enjoy this video, please don't hesitate to leave a like, comment, share, and even subscribe if you so wish. So I don't mean to talk through this, but what it's just going to do is give pretty much a quick rundown of the Resident Evil lore so far, talking about the Raccoon City incident.
The virus broke out in a nearby mountain community, Raccoon City, and hit the peaceful
which Leon was involved in, the main character of this story.
Not taking any chances, the President of the United States ordered a contingency plan.
Nice way of saying nuke it.
Raccoon City.
We're going to sterilize the city.
Gone public. The United States government issued an indefinite suspension of business decree to Umbrella. Soon its stock prices crashed. For all intents and purposes, Umbrella was finished.
And of course, capitalism at its finest. Something goes wrong, stock crashes, and loads of people out of pocket. But other than that, 6 years later, Leon S. Kennedy, Leon Scott Kennedy, is no longer a Raccoon City police officer. He is now a member of the Secret Service, here to find the President's daughter. Dun dun dun! And traveling with 2 unknown cops that you will not care about at all through this entire series.
That's a local's way of breaking the ice. Anyway, you know what this is all about. My assignment is to search for the President's missing daughter.
What? All by yourself?
Really?
I'm sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did.
Yeah. Very nice, Leon.
It's a direct order from the chief himself. I tell you, it's no picnic.
I'm counting on you guys.
They're pretty much the 2 most non-descriptive cops. Cop stereotypes that you could ever want. Pretty car underside. Love it.
It was right before
Another classic trope in a horror game, just gonna get out the car to do his business. Leon's probably thinking, I love this place.
Information about a sighting of a girl that looks very similar to the President's daughter. Apparently she's
and of course his signature haircut there. That actually gets changed in later games such as Resident Evil 6. In that, Leon just looks very strange, but out of all the Resident Evils, Resident Evil 4 is my favourite. It's got the nice blend of horror with the enemies and a memorable storyline, memorable characters. Love it. I've bought this game for every single console that I own and completed it across every single console that I own, bar the PS4, because obviously I'm playing it at the particular moment. That is how much I love this game. I'm super excited.
Just up ahead is the village.
I'll go and have a look around.
We'll stay and watch the car. Don't want to get any parking tickets.
Right. Parking tickets.
Good luck.
Seriously. Parking tickets. That is the best you could come up with. You couldn't help Leon because of parking tickets.
Did you say something?
Here's our sidekick and our companion,
Leon, I hope you can
Agent
hear me.
Hunnigan.
I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support on this mission.
Loud and clear. Somehow I thought you'd be a little older. So the subject's name's Ashley Graham, right?
That's right. She's the daughter of the President. So try to behave yourself.
I love
okay?
how Hunnigan has to tell Leon that it's the President's daughter. He should already know
I'll try to
this.
find some more information on my end as well.
He's been sent to get her back.
Leon out.
But of course you can pause the game and check out the file should you so wish, but really it's just going to tell you the basics. How to aim, how to shoot, and all the rest of it. Oh, that really matters. So it'll come up now in a second, I believe, if it follows anything like it did on other consoles. Now I will give fair warning throughout this that I do play Resident Evil 4 in a particular way. Some people may not like it, but if you do, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments section. And let me know what your favourite Resident Evil was. I'm very interested to hear. Hopefully you share the same as me with Resident Evil 4.
Sorry to have bothered you.
It's like, sorry, I have no idea what you just said. And that guy was like, Leon, I want to ask you a question. Just shoot him. And with Resident Evil 4 you can't shoot and move at the same time. So none of this sort of run and gun FPS action. You've really got to pay attention to where you're aiming, where the enemies are, and doing everything sort of around that.
Shit.
But again, checking in with Hannigan. Hannigan, I want to come home.
There was a hostile local. I had no choice but to neutralize him. There are still others surrounding the area.
Oh, that's a fancy way of saying I killed him in cold blood.
Take whatever measures necessary to save the subject.
Understood.
And I love how the President's daughter goes missing, so you send in one Secret Service agent. Not a battalion, not a whole bunch of them, just one Secret Service agent. It's mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. I don't know why I checked there. Clearly I know there's nothing there. Bar some skulls, but nice little addition to it. Handgun bullets, gonna be needing those. Of course, near the start of the game, it's normally recommendable, as a little bit of a hint and tip to Resident Evil 4, is aim for the head. Once they recoil, kick them. Do that with most of the enemies at the start of the game. They won't really pose much of a problem. And of course, if you can group them together, it saves you having to waste extra bullets there. See, those died with quite ease. And this is one of the games that you're not entirely sure what's going to come up, so it's always best to keep guns fully loaded. For what they do rely on boxes to pick up items for, so you'll normally have healing items such as the green herb, you'll have money, such as those two right there. That was quite intriguing. Of course, you'll have typewriters to save your progress. Don't worry, you don't need typewriter ribbon as you've had done in previous games. And of course, the birds that you see flying about, if you do want to sort of waste some bullets, you can shoot them, and normally they do drop some items, such as money, grenades, ammo, and everything like that. Saving that little sort of wolf dog thing, it will come in handy later on in the game. I've always done it, just because it, as I said, helps out. And of course we've got to be a little bit careful during this little path, basically because there's dynamite all over and it will take off the majority of your health if you are hit by it. It will explode if enemies hit it as well, so that's always good to know. And one other thing that you can do is equip your knife, as I just did there. Save some bullets, basically just take the enemy down either with a shot to the head and then kick them, or just shoot them in the leg when they're running, and then you can pull out your knife, which is the L1 button on the PlayStation 4, and basically just stab them. So just backing away a little bit there, because I did hear some voices, and even though I've played this game for countless amounts of time, I can never remember if they actually come to this little hut. As you see, they're equal opportunists, a dead woman there with a pitchfork in her face, so not the very best. Of course you can also shoot the boxes as well, but at this particular stage you want to be saving up as much ammo as possible. And I say that, and yet I missed pretty much all of those shots. Or what felt like all of those. And throughout the Resi games you'll get used to shooting in particular areas, so head shots will normally, depending on the weapon obviously, destroy the enemy, or it will make them recoil and then you can set up a nice kick. Shooting for their knees will drop them down, you can do suplexes or again kicks with them. And shooting in the shoulders normally stops an attack if they're just about to do it for you. And of course if they do happen to throw any axes at you, if you are a sharpshooter you can sort of knock them out of the air before they hit you. There we go, there's our quick tips.
I'll take a look at it, thanks.
And there we go, Hannigan's now giving us a file. So player manual, so it's just going to tell us all the buttons. Again, I think I've sort of got the hang of it already. But now we're going into the village to see the village people. And clearly they had fun with one of those cops at the beginning, because he's dead. You could say he got the point. But of course there are many ways to do this, and there is a little cheat way that I will outline in a minute of how to get around this sort of battle that's going to be facing. And see now, as she put her hand up to defend her face, they do see the red dot sights and will sort of sometimes try and stop you from shooting them. If you want a nice place to hide, basically go just to the left of where I am now and through that open doorway. You'll basically climb a ladder and you're completely safe up there. No enemies will come up there, and it helps if you want to do the cheat way as well. That was stupid, I should have moved behind there. I don't know where I was shooting there. I wasted almost half a clip then, just basically shooting the air. And of course when you do a kick, as Leon did then, if you time it right you're actually sometimes invincible during that particular moment. So if you do manage to time it just right as an enemy's trying to like stab you or something, then that is quite handy. You can get away with avoiding the hit and everything. So with those people dead, they will start coming in now, and what you basically want to do is try and conserve your ammo at this short space in the game, so it will come in majorly handy once you face the tougher enemies. And if you go into this building, and I believe it is only this building that this happens, you'll get this cinematic cutscene, but you also get Dr. Salazar coming in. I only know his name because I've played this game many times before, and he's included, you fight him in the mercenaries, and you get sort of a figure on him, but that would be explained later on in the game. So they're going to try and assault this building. So what you want to do is push the bookcases, that will stop them coming in at this particular stage from the window. Pick up the ammo while they're still distracted, and break everything open. Make sure that you're picking all the ammo up, all the health items if you've got them up. Of course, it's really good that you do have a shotgun at the top of the stairs as well. So clearly now they've broken through the windows. What we're just going to do is take a few shots, but you're going to have to be careful, really careful, and as soon as you hear that chainsaw rev up, you know you're in a bit of trouble. Of course we do have the shotgun now, and what I should have really done is hit that guy as he came through the window. Just to have gotten to sort of drop on the floor then. I'm very lucky not to have got hit again. Just saw earlier I did manage to knock down a ladder as well, so that's quite handy. Of course this is our inventory system, you're going to have some inventory management, and of course with the classic herbs, green replenishes a portion of your health, green and red replenishes all your health, green, red and yellow replenishes all of your health and gives you a sort of a tiny bit more, sort of increases your health gauge. Of course I don't know where I picked that grenade up from, but clearly I picked it up from somewhere. This me decide which sort of gun I want to go with. Of course shotgun's more powerful than the pistol, but it has a wider spread. But basically what you want to try and do is just keep this guy on the ground, shoot for his head. Obviously the sack on his head is quite handy. And I didn't actually mean to go for that bed. Be careful, Dr. Salvador is a one-hit kill as well. As you can see there, I was very, very, very lucky for him not to have killed me then. The chainsaw pretty much going through my head as I pushed the ladder down. As we said, you are temporarily invincible when doing certain actions like that, so hitting an enemy or climbing a ladder or something like that, you are temporarily invincible. So before I forget, the sort of cheat way to do this fight is basically you climb up to the tower and then you hit a bell. You'll be able to see a bell, and if you shoot that with your pistol, it will ring it, and then all the enemies will disappear. And of course, if you are playing this on higher difficulties, say professional, then you do sometimes face 2 chainsaw enemies. Of course, defeating the chainsaw enemies does give you an awful lot of cash or money at this particular start of the game, which is always helpful because you will sort of rely on that further on in the game. And of course the easiest ways to kill them is obviously shoot for the head, go for the shotgun and stuff like that. But after a little bit of time, the bell will ring anyway. And you could say it's like for whom the bell tolls, and it's clearly the bell tolls for thee. It's just going to make them very passive. I'm just going to meander through it. And of course, a nice little reference there to the main boss, Lord Sadler. But we'll get to him in later episodes.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
And of course, Resident Evil keeping up its classic humour then. Where's everyone going? Or where's everyone gone? Bingo! There we are. That's our first major firefight completed in Resident Evil 4.
I have some bad news. I've confirmed the body of an officer. Something's happened to the people here.
Leon, you need to get out of there. Look for a tower and follow the trail near it.
Got it.
And of course, after the firefights, it's always best to sort of check the surrounding area to pick up all the sort of items that you would have missed, because sometimes they do disappear once you go to a different area, which is where we're going to be going. Flash grenades will come in quite handy later on in the game, so try not to use them unless you drastically need to, and keep your eye out for chickens. That sounds very weird, and you wouldn't expect that in the game, but chickens drop eggs, as you would expect. They have brown eggs, white eggs, and gold eggs. If you see any gold eggs, save them. They are going to save your life at one point, because basically the white and the brown eggs recover a tiny portion of your health. The gold eggs will completely replenish your health. So, always handy to have. Of course, jumping through the windows, because Leon is such an amazing guy, doesn't hurt him, which is fantastic. And of course, dropping down from what is a first-story window, or first-story roof, doesn't help him. Doesn't hurt him, even. And I'm doing this in sort of a systematic way here. I know where things are. Gonna normally have a herb there as well. Red herb, yep, cool. I'm just doing it in the way that I've always done this. I've always searched these houses in a particular way. Do have to sort of backtrack to get into this building, but other than that, it's not really that bad. Of course, you can just go straight to the next area without doing it, but as I said, it's just the way that I've done it, just the way I prefer. Oh, forgot to pick those up. There we go. So of course, if you don't necessarily want to do this or need to do this, then you don't have to. But I saw a shiny thing up there, and I could not remember for the life of me for a split second how to do that. And of course, I probably will miss things no matter how many times I've played this game before. So if you do sort of see me quickly checking the map or the inventories, then please don't be alarmed or anything. I'm just trying to remember. Those spinels you will be able to sell later on in the game. It doesn't take up any inventory space, so it's absolutely brilliant. And as we said, this is the sort of safe haven. This is where you can sort of leave Ashley later on in the game if you so wish. And jump down, I believe, if you aimed up. Excuse me. Oh, very tired today for some reason. If you did aim up, I believe, you see the bow that you can shoot. That gets rid of the enemies. Always helpful if you've sort of, when you're running out of ammo. there's going to be this building here which has nothing in, but I always run into it, sort of like one of my, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the word now, god, superstitions, not necessarily superstitions, but just one of those things that I always do it, so I always sort of have to. And I'm just going to carry on up to this path. So they're really posh then as well. And that was by far, I thought it was going to be a little bit cheeky. I know in one of the Resident Evils, basically if you combined your ammo with a gun, it would automatically reload it, so you wouldn't have to go through this, or these animations, but it appears, maybe I might be mistaken that it was this game, unless your gun needs to be fully unloaded. Not entirely sure, but hey. So we have it, we've just gone into the next area, and you will see these blue medallions floating about. Basically, the thing on the tree does tell you a little bit about them, and I will pick it up now in a second, but basically once you get 10 of them, a merchant that you come across will actually give you a new gun called the Punisher, if I remember correctly, which can basically penetrate two enemies at once, so it's going to be quite handy if you manage to line them all up. And as you can see, we got some chicken eggs there, so I'm just picking those up, and we have got one gold chicken egg as well, so clearly I'm not going to be using that. Whenever you are hurt, whenever you do pick up a healing item, it will always give you the chance of picking it up, yes or no, and then using it should you so wish. So you haven't got to sort of put it into your inventory, take it out of your inventory, and all the rest of that. Gonna have that little sort of wolf doggy thing running about as well. Just ignore it, it won't hurt you. I'm just trying to remember where all of these are. So far we've got 2 of them. There is one hanging up in the bar that I've just crossed now, but the main thing that we want to do is get the treasure. With this you do want to shoot the plank as I did, then shoot the treasure instead of shooting the treasure first, otherwise it will become dirty and take off pretty much half of its cash value. And again, we're just meandering all the way through then as fast as we can. I thought I'd pick it up. As you can see, just destroy 10 or more, you will be rewarded. And it tells you where there are 7 in the farm and the rest in the cemetery, 8 in the cemetery. Of course, I do believe you come back into this area a little bit later, so if you don't want to sort of chance pistol shots with them, you will sort of come back with a sniper rifle, I believe. Just testing my knowledge now of Resident Evil before I've even got there. You will come back with a sniper rifle, so it is a little bit more handy, but of course you will face more enemies. So it's sort of swings and roundabouts at that particular stage. Of course, enemies now, they do decide to lunge at you from much greater ranges. I don't know why I'm shooting him lower half of the body. I should really be shooting for the legs to get him down, or to the head, but clearly I'm a man of contradictions myself. What you want to do is just break open every single crate that you see and open every single dresser or table thing that you come across. Of course, there will be 9 times out of 10 ammo, cash, or something that will be handy for you at some stage. Obviously cash is handy when you go to upgrade your weapons. Ammo's handy, well, because it's ammo clearly. And healing items or sort of grenades are always helpful as well. And once you climb up this ladder, don't forget to turn around because there is going to be a blue medallion right behind you as well. Boop, there it goes, that's 4, so we've only got 3 left. Of course, the ones in the cemetery are always handy, but of course if you do get the majority of the ones here, you don't have to sort of do all the other ones, and of course doing all 15 doesn't really help. So there is one just in the distance. I missed the shot there, missed it again, missed it again. And to be honest, I really shouldn't have missed all those shots. That was quite pathetic of me, to be honest. But I don't know why I didn't just get up close, find it, and then get it in one. And of course, before you run back, there is one then just on your left there as well. Always handy, it does go around in a little bit of a circle. I misjudged that one a bit then. And there we go, there's 6. So there is one more in this particular area. Will I get it? Who knows? To be honest, I can't really overtly remember where it is, but Who knows, I may be able to come across it in a couple of seconds, but throughout it, obviously I will get enough of the medallions to get the extra pistol. I always do. It's a nice upgrade to your pistol. Whether or not you need it, but you want to drop them down, and of course you've got to judge it right. If you jump down too far left, you'll just go into this particular area. Too far right doesn't really make a difference, but you'll be able to pick up that beer stein. And when you come across the merchant, do not sell it just yet, because you'll only get a fraction of the price. You need 3 other items to combine with it. That's going to be the cat's eyes, but we'll talk about those a little bit later when we come across them. And of course, our first quick time event then, avoiding this boulder, which 3 men managed to sort of push down on us. And of course, if you do miss that dodge at the end, that will be an instant kill for you. I have heard rumours that if you do shoot them, they don't launch it down on you, but I've never really cared about it, because I know I can dodge it, so what is the point? And of course, just shooting anything shiny in this game, just shoot it. It's bound to come down, and you're bound to get money. Now, of course, these red X's do warn you a little bit about danger, and of course, this becomes not necessarily one of the hardest parts of this game. It's nowhere near the hardest part, but it does drop you straight into it, and basically you're going to have people with dynamite. What you want to do is run straight up to this house and hug the corner. Basically at that stage the people inside the house can't chuck dynamite at you, and 9 out of 10 times they will sort of destroy everyone in the house. Of course you will have 1 or 2 people running around depending on what difficulty you're playing it on at. And of course if you are sort of a sharpshooter there, I completely wasn't aiming for it. You can shoot the dynamite sticks, and that will make the enemy instantly die. Of course, don't get too close to them once they do that dying noise, because their dynamite will still go off, and it will hurt you, and damage enemies around the person that's dead, so that does come in handy. And there we go, it does appear that we've got 1 more person, and of course the dynamite will hurt, but some of the time you can avoid it, and get sort of just outside its damage range, but inside its blast range, and Leon will just sort of hold his hand up to shield himself. I had to be very careful there, because I didn't want to shoot the dynamite. What I'm trying to do is try and lure the guy to sort of throw it, so it doesn't come out the window, but never mind. And of course with them, don't look at what they're carrying, because even though that showed he had 1 dynamite stick in his hand and 1 behind his back, they will basically keep throwing them until you're dead, or until they are dead. But of course jumping in is always helpful, because you do get the grenade there. And of course, even though I hate to do it, keep an eye out for birds' nests around the situation, because you will get the cat's eyes. And of course you can combine that, as I said, with the beer stein that you've picked, or grabbed, or gathered, whatever the correct terminology of that is, and it will increase the value. I believe it's red, green and purple cat's eyes that you need, and there will be plenty of them throughout the game, and you will come across another beer stein as well, so don't think it's your only one. As you come in, be sure to pick up the pistol ammo and check this particular dresser for some money. And of course be careful as you're coming around here, because there will be dynamite traps as well, including this one, which I almost completely run straight into them, which is rather a bit silly. There's no way to duck under them, so if you do want to get to this dresser, which has conveniently a health item in it, or get to, excuse me, that money, you will need to get round it. But at this particular stage we're going to meet another character from the Resident Evil, Luis Serra, who I think is absolutely ingenious, jokey, brilliant person.
Little rough, don't you think? You're not like them?
No. You?
Okay, I have only one very important question. You got a smoke?
Got gum.
Perfect. The
This seems quite ominous, but of course Leon being Leon, in that signature Resident Evil 4 jacket, is going to do a roundhouse kick. Bows denied. And there is no way that Leon would have taken out Sarah or Louise and the wardrobe, but who cares, we're not going to pull him up on that. 38 enemies killed, and quite high accuracy for that, so that was quite handy. And you can save at the end of every chapter as well. And now we're going to be ejected. Love it!
Soon, you will become unable to resist this intoxicating power.
But of course, after this lovely vaccination, it's not really a vaccination, but trying to avoid spoilers there an awful lot, we'll just find that we're a little bit tied up with Louise Sarah, and of course, in basically a desolate room
Want to tell me what's going on
that
here?
really welcomes nothing.
Americano, see? Now what brings a bloke like you to this part of the world? Oh, hey, easy, whoever you are.
Name's Leon.
Of course,
Came here looking
we're
for this
chained
girl.
together, so it's not going to really help much.
What, are you supposed to be a cop or something? Nah, you don't look the type.
Maybe.
Okay, let me guess. She's the president's daughter?
That's too good for a guess. Want to start
And that really
explaining?
was too good for a guess, so obviously Mr. Sarah knows an awful lot more that he's not telling us. But of course, a little bit more about him will be sort of revealed as the story goes on. He looks a bit worse for wear, will I admit.
And who might you be?
Me llamo Luis Serra. I used to be a cop in Madrid.
And of course we are coming up near the end of the episode then. I didn't want to make these sort of videos too long there. But of course, if you have enjoyed it so far, please don't hesitate to leave a like, comment, share and subscribe if you so wish. And stay tuned for more Resident Evil 4 videos. We are going to take this all the way up until the point that you collect the rifle. Hopefully that isn't necessarily a spoiler per se. But I know that's coming up, so I thought that would be a nice way to end it.
I think I might have seen a sample of the virus in a lab at the department.
But you're going to have to stay on your toes with Resident Evil 4. There's no slacking off during the cutscenes because they do often throw stuff like this at you. Quick time events within the cutscenes, so you might get lured into listening to the character, listening to the story. But, there we go. It's an enemy dead. Louise Sarah gone. And someone stole our jacket. Or our coat, shall I say.
It's Leon. Sorry I couldn't
I think
get
she
in touch
knows
sooner,
who you
but I was
are,
a
Hannigan.
bit tied
She
up.
can see you, and also how can she see you
Fine.
if you put the phone to your ear? But
Opinion,
never mind.
captive. According to him, Ashley's in a church somewhere.
What
I'll
happened to
forgive him.
He managed to escape.
Do you have a fix on the location of that church?
No, but apparently there's a secret passage in the village that leads there. I'm heading back to the village.
And of course, as you should do, and as you should have known by now, with Resident Evil 4, basically search everywhere.
Over here, stranger.
And the mysterious merchant appears. Of course, showing the rifle ammo there, that will sort of give away a little bit of what he does offer you, and what does come in handy. Of course, if you don't break the boxes just yet until you actually have the sniper rifle, some of the time you will get more rifle ammo for it, so that's quite handy as well. And of course, I'm really sorry about this, I don't know why I'm yawning. And of course a nondescript sort of hole in the wall that makes a nice sniper's perch.
Got something that might interest you.
Got a selection of items for you, stranger.
Got a selection of good.
Of course he's going to tell us all about it.
What are you
The first thing that you want to sort of do is buy treasure maps and attacher cases if you have the money for them, they're going to come in quite handy. And with the rifle, you don't have to buy it if you don't want to, but it's a nice way to sort of stock up on your inventory and help out in the next section. I did notice that could be combined with that, so that's fantastic. And of course, if you do buy the rifle, don't forget to buy the scope. Makes things a little bit easier and get that zoomed action. I forgot that you can't put it straight on, and basically what you need to do is just buy the scope. Then go into your inventory, go to the scope, attach the scope to the rifle, but there we have it. And of course, as we said, you can sell the spinels. You come in, and obviously we just got loads of money for that, and the pearl necklace. I'll buy it at a high price. And of course, keeping the base bindings, we're gonna combine that with the cat's eye, probably in a later video, but making sure that we're using that money that we've just got to upgrade some of the firepower of the guns. And a nice little trick about Resident Evil as well, if you ever do run out of bullets for a gun, if you go to a merchant and buy an ammo upgrade or mag size increase, it will instantly give you all those bullets back. So if you have, say, a gun with 13 rounds in a mag, buy an ammo upgrade, you'll have them back. But there we have it, that's the end of this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed, and as always, have a lovely day now.